Good morning and welcome to the Backpacktrader training room for Monday, June 21st. And no, it's not Tuesday. Troy asked me to cover for him this week. He's going to be out this week, so I will be in today and Wednesday as well as my normal Tuesday and Thursday. Please do say hello. And hopefully you will also hit the like button this morning. That does help Troy's channel. Good morning, Al, Randy, Armando, Miles, Don. No, Kevin's in trade today. There just haven't been any trades. In fact, he just posted a long. So we have a potential long on the pound Aussie. And it's just about off screen for me. So let's pull it down here. 84.83 on my chart. Kevin was about 5 minutes late getting into the trade room or into the Discord this morning. So that's what was going on, I suspect, there. All right, that trade has not triggered in yet. And that coming just as we got to our start time. All right. The Russell and the YM are in pre-market trades. Ari, I have no idea. I haven't looked at the late Sunday afternoon price action. Let's take a quick minute to get in where we are with crude. August contract. Picked up our first trade at 910. Long from 7101. Hitting money management at 15. Target at 18. And target at 28. For 44 pips, one and done. And if you took the trailer instead of target one or target two, you got 71.37. So another 9. So either 17 and 37 or 28 and 37. So a good morning on the pound Aussie trade has triggered in. Unleaded, basically following similar trade to the to crude, picking up the long, going easily to target 2, and nice trailer. Entry on that one was 2.1502. Money management was 1531. Target 2, 1553 for 51 ticks. And we got 1599. From 1502, so 97 ticks on the trailer. And the markets are open now. And the YM, if you trade the actually that short was right on our open at 9:30. Could we have gotten, was it tradable? 05 to 11. Well, yeah, it definitely was tradable because you had a couple of chances to get in it. So we pick up target 1 of 40 ticks and trailer at 358 from our entry at 387. So 29 on the trailer and 40.69 for a one and done session. Russell trade was a little too early, so we always wait for a new setup on the Russell. We don't get in sync. Let's see what soybeans did. Big burst first thing. It went. This trade had actually already gone too far before market open. Market opened and we picked up the short. Timestamps 09 to in hit to 11 to 18. Okay, definitely should have gotten your order in and gotten in sync and got two targets for 11 and 18 ticks. 29 plus the trailer was out at 83.50 from our entry at 85.25. So I got another 9 ticks there. So 38 ticks. 36 is 9 points. So 36.5 points at $50 a point. Nothing to sneeze at. And so that is soybeans. Russell, just kind of watching it. It got a long with a full stop, and now we're in a second long. That quickly, we're through 4 of our charts. All right, the Russell in the second long, trying to work up to money management. Money management at 50.5. That's a 32 tick target 1. That would be a sufficient target to take target 1. All right, the Russell's back below the entry. Russell oscillating around the 50 EMA at this point. Hopefully 200 will provide us support, looking like it might, to keep us in this long. All right, and the Russell back up near the money management. Pound Aussie trying to work up toward its money management. It's still kind of stuck around the entry at the moment. And the Russell through money management and target one. That's going to be a bigger trade than the loss. The loss was 38 ticks. Times 2 is 76. This one was 32 to target 1. So down 44. A couple of ways to play this. You could take target 2 for 50 ticks and be positive. Hadn't gotten there yet. Or take the trailer. Yes, both Ron, both the YM and the MYM have this. We use the same chart, and actually, what we suggest is charting the YM. If you're using the MYM, place your trades on the MYM based off the YM chart. But or you can run the chart. They're not going to be exactly the same, but I think the chart settings are the same for those two. They're very close, but not exact matches because they're obviously two separate markets. One just the micro of the full contract or the full E-mini. Okay, Russell stopped out. Actually reversed. And it looks like 293. And quickly moving down for another target 1. That trade wasn't quite as large. 26 ticks. If you took it at target 1, let's see, 44, you're still down 18, now 17. Or you're down 42 if you were working for target 2. Excuse me for getting sidetracked there, Ron. The start time for the YM and the MYM is 8:30 exchange time, which is Central Time. You'll notice that my chart is, the timestamps are in Eastern. That's the choice I have to make in NinjaTrader because I can only use one time. I can't use exchange times for all the charts. So I use Eastern time for all of mine. It's kind of 50-50, 50-50 because the Russell, the YM, and soybeans are all Central Time exchange times. And of course, crude, unleaded gas, and the pound Aussie we all use all Eastern times. So it's a little bit different there, but I chose the Eastern since that's the time zone that I live in. Pound Aussie working right up at its session highs, but looking like it's going to try to move higher for us. Yes, it is, Al. First full day of summer today. And of course, we did roll over to the August contract on crude on Friday, I believe. And we were already on the August contract on unleaded gas. Also rolled to the November contract on soybeans last week. I believe that happened on Thursday. Troy posting some examples of his Catapult Energy module this morning that is due to release sometime this month. Pound Aussie inching its way up. And another stop out on the Russell as we get a short, actually that's a break even. So we're down 40 or 15 now. depending on what your target on the second trade was. If you're trading that, that's a chart we're following, and really don't know if that 1.5 point momentum bar or 15 tick range bar is the right chart yet. And a new long on Russell at 55.1. Yellow trade off the 50 EMA. As it sets new session highs. $39 tick target 1, so that would get us at least to break even if we can get there. Volatility seems to have returned in the last few days. The markets are moving pretty well. Money management on the Russell at 58.6. Coming up close to 10 o'clock. Looks like we have a possible long trade on crude. We got a long setup that won't become valid until 10 o'clock for us. 71.68. Small trade, so it's really too. Hey, you got a 68. No, you got 67. So another 2+ minutes. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to our 10 a.m. mini session start time. Two minutes to go to our 10 o'clock start time. And the Russell now stopping and reversing back to short. So the Russell definitely giving us some back and forth here. One, excuse me. 1 minute to our crude start time. And pound Aussie making a test of the balance line again. It looks like it's pushing through that. We'll see if it'll bounce off of the 20 SMA and continue upward. And it is 10 a.m. So we have a possible long at 71.68 on crude. And the crude trade just triggered in. And getting very close to target, or rather very close to money management before pulling back slightly. Getting as high as 77. And money management, I believe, is 78. Yes. One tick from money management. There's money management and target one. So stops 269. And we stop and reverse on the pound Aussie, at least on my chart. Oh, yeah, we do. And they're getting close to, that's with one tick from target 2. And there it goes through target 2. Reaching for target 3. Okay, trade today is still in the long and has not posted a short. So I'm assuming that that he didn't get this very small little overbought reading. 0.796 on my chart, but that's the only thing that's giving, that's the thing that's giving us the short trade. All right, and the Russell reversing back to long and hitting targets. And a nice trailer on this one. All right, let's see where this would have fallen now. Okay, the entry is at 84.74, so 84.72. And we have the 50 EMA sitting at 84.68, so just 4 ticks below that. given how much upward movement we're seeing there, I would tend to want to have that test the highs one more time, or at least make an attempt at the highs. As this does seem to be so far a somewhat trending day, both on the pound Aussie. Not a very fast trend, but an uptrend nonetheless. Crude going off to the races. After getting targets 1 and 2, actually all 4 targets. And the Russell going off on a tear on this one. What's it doing there? Picking up 26 would be a small target 1, but 40 is for target 2 would get very close to positive. And now we're target 4 was at 63.6 for 68, and we're now at 63.7, so 69 ticks on the trailer. So we're 100 already, at least 109 ticks on this trade. So that should definitely put us positive. We were down at worst 40. Went 55.1 to 54.2. So just 18 ticks lost there. 54.2 to 57.1, which was full stop. So that's going to be $29.58. So that's 116 down. And we picked up 37 for target. So that puts us down 69. No, I'm sorry, 79. Down 79 after target. And we, in fact, did just get we got 80. No, I'm sorry, we got 70. So we're down 9 ticks. Yet, and then we get this possible short. I want to see a little bit more movement up before it comes back down before I want to take this trade. And now the YM has a possible short, but we've long since been POQ there. Balance line flattening out. And it looks like the short trade on the Russell might be the place to be, but I'm still not convinced that's not a reaction. All right, now I'm willing to take that Russell trade, testing the highs if it comes back down. It's also got to come down through the 20 SMA now. And there's the stop on the short trade. So if you were waiting to get in sync with that, it's off the table. Yeah, how many trades have we had on the Russell this morning? One, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, we're done with the Russell. It's had its 6 trades, and I actually wouldn't have gotten into that last long. So we now have pushed through the entry on a new long on the pound Aussie on my chart. So that would actually cancel the short if you had held off and put that in as a get in sync. But that would cancel the stop and reverse. So we'd be back in the long, or still in the long, or the original long, and that's where trade a day is. And the pound Aussie trying to make another run at session highs. And money management sitting just a bit beyond the session high. Why would you be in the YM short at this point, Al? Trade plan's long since been POQ. We were POQ with the first trade on the YM this morning. Yeah, today is definitely a day to kind of look out for the, and a new short on the Russell that made money management and target one, but already through our 6 trades if you're trading the Russell, so it's done. So the only thing that we're watching at this point is the pound Aussie. And now back right around the 20 SMA on pound Aussie. Okay, but why didn't? Okay, then let me ask this question: Is it? Yes, there is, Al, and that's what I'm. That's what the green dotted line you're seeing on my chart is. That's the session high. It's the current day open high low. Now, the question I started to ask Al is, you say that you didn't get into any previous trades. Is that because that wasn't because the one at the open wasn't tradable, because there was actually plenty of time to get into that one because it came through the entry a couple of times. So if you then now the problem that you run into there, and here is that current day OHL is the indicator, and that's a part of Ninja 8 right there. Okay, but what's your trade plan on the YM? If your trade plan is still a 9:30 or 8:30 Central start on the YM, whether you were looking at it or not, the chart was POQ, unless you have a different start time. And have you tested that start time? That's why I was asking that question, because if you haven't tested the start time that you're using, then you don't have a trade plan. You're just taking random trades, and you don't really know that you have a statistical advantage. So that's why you build your trade plans around charts that you're able to look at. I won't say all the time, but certainly at the vast majority of the time. That's one of those can you trade it questions. And if you can't trade it, there's no use in building a trade plan. Pounds Aussie seems to be running into some resistance, getting up toward the 1.8500 area. Actually getting up to around 8490 at the moment. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, Al. I was busy with the room at the time because I would have liked to have taken that trade on the YM as well. But I missed it because I was busy with the room, and it went to POQs. So my trade plan is done. I'm not going to take random trades just because I missed that one. It's different if it's not tradable because the price is moving too fast to get an order in. But if you missed a trade that you should have been able to execute, and then if that trade would normally have gotten you to POQ, then I would stand down. Because your trade plan has hit its power of quitting. Doesn't matter that you didn't get the trade. Your plan has hit power of quitting, so therefore you should not be trading. And if you are, you're not trading the trade plan. What you may want to do for a case like that is test a different start time. But you really need to take the time to test a different start time to make sure you've still got a statistical advantage at that start time as well as the original start time. Yeah, the parrot's flying around the room again. As y'all can tell. Any questions this morning? Looks like the pound Aussie may be going sideways on us for a little while. So, do we have questions? I'll give it to about 10:45 and see what happens. Seems to be a somewhat upward trending day pretty much across the board. Soybeans, the YM, crude, unleaded. The Pound Aussie is kind of up to possibly a little sideways, but it's working at session highs. So basically up, one, two, three, four charts at session highs. I haven't got the OHL on soybeans. Unleaded's getting close at 1960. It's still 100 ticks away from its session high. Okay, yeah, I do have it on there. Where's not? Yep. Actually, we're on the lows. Okay, the session open is basically the session high as well. Just a tick or two apart. But trending up toward the session open and session high. Crude trend seems to be flattening out a little bit. All right, not much happening. My chart, the second short has triggered in and made money management, but not quite made target yet. Stop and reverse. Entry plotted at 76, so it would have been 74, and that would have key level adjusted to 72, which would have been just below the 50 EMA, which was exactly what I'd like to see. And looks like we did actually, well, no, we still didn't quite get down to target. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, stop on Kevin's trade was 62, which was right there, and we did hit it. 60 is the target on my trade, and it looks like that's been touched. Touched exactly, actually. Okay, that's getting noisy. And we've hit target 2. Stop is currently at 71 after the stop and reverse adjustment. I might take a 2-tick adjustment there and get above the 50 EMA just to hide the stop. Take it to 73. And that at 71 stopped out. At 73, it's still surviving. But that'll be a stand down. If it goes ahead and stops out, that's going to be a stand down until 11 o'clock. We hit target 2 on the nose. On that note, unless there are further questions, I believe it's time to wrap it up. If you adjusted over above the 50, you're still in. But then trade a day is out of the long with a full stop and didn't get those short trades. Basically just a very small difference in the OSOB indicator, keeping the oversold condition below zero, keeping the pink bars below zero. So not getting any pink trades on trade a day. All right, folks. Yeah, I'm going to call it a morning. We will see everybody in here tomorrow. And the rest of the week is normal schedule, except it'll just be me on all the sessions rather than Troy on Wednesday. So we will see everybody tomorrow.